us over trap beats. The Fixx is saying, ooh. DJ Focus, tell him turn you up. Ooh. DJ Focus, tell him turn you up. Ooh.
Welcome back. DJ Focus, Dice Gamble. You tap back into the Fixx, your source of faith-infused hip-hop, R&B, and poetry. And it's time for our spiritual detox. And Dice, we got a special one today, don't we, Dice?
Yeah, you listen. You did yourself. You did us all a great justice. Let me just say this, Focus, because this is somebody that I didn't even know I'd watched something off of Prime Video that he had something to do with. But the legend, like you said, the director himself, the writer, the actor, the producer, the business mogul, just film work after film work after film work. I'm excited to welcome to the show, guys, Chaka Balamani. And Chaka, if I said Balamani incorrect, please correct me. But welcome. Thank you for coming on the Fixx. It is a pleasure having you on. And listen, we're just excited to hear what you got going on. And we definitely want an exclusive from you, sir, if you don't mind. So welcome.
Nailed it perfectly. First of all, thank you for that wonderful intro. I feel blessed already. Thank you for speaking that into my life. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm just really excited to be here. I've been a filmmaker for over 20 years and do a lot of youth advocacy work. And, I'm really somebody that has a heart for the community. So I'm always just pleased when I'm able to network with people that are reaching out and being active in the community. So it's just a blessing to be here. So really, thank you for having me.
Listen, stay right there. The pleasure's all ours. We definitely appreciate you coming on. I like you talking about the youth advocacy and doing things in community. Take us back through, when that first started. Why did you start, where did that come from? The passion to work with the youth, work with the community. We talk about, Black men specifically in our communities, taking back our communities. Talk a little bit about that passion and where did that start?
Well, I had always had a heart for just really working with the youth, just because I came up in a program which was like a rites of passage program through a church where we had several older brothers that maybe about 5 to 10 years older than us that helped us from age 13 to 23, and it pretty much saved my life. So that's something that's always been a ongoing theme in my films as I began to write in the early 90s. It always had a big brother influence in my films. It was always something about leaning on the advice of people from your community that have cared about you. And that became a theme for me. And I ended up doing a full feature film that was written by Frank Jackson in 2013 called 6 Hearts, 1 Beat. That film had probably about 75 young people in it total throughout the entire film, under the age of 18, working with young people in the acting scene and in the arts. It's just always been a blessing and a drive. And that was something that I always wanted to include. So I actually opened up a business, empowering our children film works that is really focused on young people and youth advocacy films. But I'll say my big break came with a lobbyist group from Congress. I was approached after doing that full feature by a group called the Black Women for Positive Change. And they are a lobbyist group that does a lot of, just fundraising and advocacy work for the community of Washington, D.C. and the city in general. And so I was approached by them to do a series of films. They wanted to do 4 short films with me and 1 full feature. And so we started off by doing some films that address teen domestic violence as well as the high school dropout rate in America. Both of these films were a great success, and they started to use it to campaign a National Day of Nonviolence. And so we went across the country. We got over 100 proclamations from different cities, from mayors to government officials, declaring October 12th, National Day of Nonviolence. And it's just been that kind of movement that I've been trying to do through film, to bring awareness to some of the things that are going on. So I say that it truly started in 1996, but it blossomed in around 2013 to 2014.
That's amazing. Listen, you have, I would say, probably 200 film credits, to be honest. I mean, I know they only give you like 100 and something online, but yeah, as a writer, a producer, a director, I mean, you do things now effortlessly. But when did you know, like, no, I'm really good at this? Like this, I can see it, like this is
Mhm.
it. This is the vision. I'm going this direction.
I think that after after doing Six Hearts, One Beat, I began to in 2013 really feel like if I was given the opportunities that I could really expand. I mean, having the dream of always wanting to do this was kind of something that was developed because I was working in television production, pretty much just grew up in the arts, just in general. As far as like theater is concerned, my grandmother was an off-Broadway theater actress into her 80s. So it was something that, I saw growing up. And it was always something that I really inspired to do was to be in the arts. So I think that I kind of had the confidence after doing the full-length feature.
Awesome. I appreciate you sharing that.
Talk a little bit about your faith journey. What has God shown you in these years of you just being able to work with the community, work with the youth, do all these different films? Has there something specifically that God has shown you that maybe you didn't know about yourself or just your spiritual growth over the years?
Yeah, and I'm a big influence of all of my films has been just my journey just through my faith in God. I mean, down to from that rites of passage program that I told you about. That was through the church Ebenezer AME Church in Fort Washington, Maryland,
Mm.
and I was there probably when I was age 10 when it had 150 members and saw it grow to the thousands. So just growing up and speaking in front of hundreds of people to thousands of people, it was something that you could just feel the spirit giving you the confidence that anything that you put in on your heart, God can get you through it. God can take you there. So I kind of grew up just a dreamer. And so all of this, everything that I do, I feel like is just in dedication to all the opportunities that God has given me. So I really try to have responsibility with a lot of the films that I do,
Mm.
even though I have broad different genres because there's all different walks of life. But I do always make sure that I'm giving out to the community something that has heart and something that has passion and represents what God is, and that's love.
Mm-mm-mm. What are you looking to do next, if I can ask? Like after, okay, you have the business set up, you have all
Mhm.
your everything set up. Like you're like a young director's dream, a young producer's dream. They want to be you. But as
Mhm.
far as all of your accomplishments, like what is that next thing that you like? This is where I want to go. I would like to see this happen. Um,
Yeah,
mhm.
well, I can definitely say that we've just wrapped on a holiday film called A Christmas Bonus, which brings awareness to cervical cancer. It's a 50% mortality rate for Black women that are diagnosed with cervical cancer. So yeah, it's something that a lot of people aren't aware of. It's not one of the popular ones that are talked about a lot, but I pretty much had a friend that was close to me that was one of the first people to put me in front of a camera and tell me that I had the talent. And she started a foundation, and so I was just, I was floored once I heard about it. And so I always, from 2011 to now, I've always put something about cervical cancer in my films
Wow.
to bring awareness. But this one is a solid one that's really dedicated to bringing awareness to it. It's a love story, a holiday story, a feel good family story, and also talks about the importance of the after school music program. So this is a beautiful film that we just finished wrapping. We started in December, and we wrapped on February 24th of this year. So that'll be coming out this holiday season. That is, written, directed, produced by myself. I'm also acting in it, and my daughter, Legend Balamani, who's been acting since age 2, she's now 15. She's starring in her first lead in the full feature. It also stars Michael J. Patterson, who's a very talented actor, award winning. He's also a part of the nominated film Million to One that we were part of last year.
Shout out to Legend
Yeah,
though. Shout out to you.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Congratulations.
That's big.
Yeah.
does a
Yeah,
phenomenal
definitely
job.
shouts out to her.
How
Yeah.
does she do? I'm being nosy now. I'm like
Yeah.
working with dad. Like
Hmm.
how was that working with your daughter?
And it's interesting because of the fact that she started in the DC Black Theater Festival. She was age 2. She was talking, so she had a couple of experiences just being on stage and doing some theater work. And then by age 3, she was already on camera. She was in that film Six Hearts, One Beat. on set, had a line, asking where the bathroom was and those type of little things. So she's kind of just matured in it, and she's arrived like right on time.
Mhm.
It was amazing working with her. I was so impressed and caught crying many times off of camera. So but I know that it really brought us closer, because just any time that you make a full feature film, it is a tremendous journey. I was blessed to have two of my sister-in-laws let me use their homes, as well as I used my house. We had a church, Real Power AME, let us use the church for the community center. We had local art gallery, cultural art gallery allowed us to film there, and then we had Mix and Mingle restaurant.
Mhm.
So we had just tremendous community support. And it was just a beautiful situation. This film was made totally on donations from the community.
Wow.
So we generally get a grant from the county to make it, but it wasn't available last year. So we didn't want to wait a whole nother season to shoot it. We said we're going to do it together. So we raised up money with about 25 donors, and we got it done in 17 days.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Why is it so important for you to make these really like impactful movies? Like, it seems like everything that you want to produce, want to direct, and want to be a part of, you're using your storytelling to really tell a story
Mhm.
of things that are really impactful to our Black culture. Why is that so important for you?
I believe that these films last forever. And so when you make these films, it is a level of responsibility to leave with the art. And I mean, that's just something that I'm just staying true to. Like I said, I'm greatly inspired by just triumph, and I feel like it needs to be more of that. There's a space for that. There's people that want to sit down and leave feeling wonderful, leave feeling inspired. So that's my lane. That's my lane. That's my heart. That's my passion.
Man, Chaka, what's some advice you would give somebody who they're really like trying, not necessarily follow in your footsteps, but they're trying to take the same path that you took, knowing, what they're up against. Like what's some
Cool.
advice you could give to them?
Well, I would say number one is just please use that internet for what it's worth now. I mean, you can take master classes from Spike Lee and, a lot of great directors for $10. You could take master's classes now online. So if you're really interested in just the process of writing or directing or acting, just start to invest in it. And, I've heard someone say that if you invest 20 minutes every day, it's like 100 hours a month. That makes you 95% better at the end of the year than anybody else. So
Wow.
just dedicate some time into it, look into the craft. But if it's on your heart, definitely follow your dreams. Anything is possible. I've for a long time have been, in the small pond and have enjoyed it. Well, I may have films in Blockbuster. I never really did this for fame. I really did it for the passion and being able to reach people. So now we're in the middle of a film renaissance, and this is a beautiful thing that now we have platforms like, Tubi
Hmm.
and Amazon Prime and
Hmm.
all these places where you're seeing thousands of Black filmmakers, where before you may have only seen 5 or 6 Black films in a year. So this is a totally different renaissance and a totally different opportunity for filmmakers.
That's good.
That's good.
Hmm.
That's real good. Listen, before we get you out of here, I got to ask you, man, if you could work with 3 directors, who would be the top
Ooh.
3 directors you would work with, dead or alive? If you could do a film and you say, all right, these my top 3, I would always want to work with them. What's the 3 top directors, dead or alive, you would work with?
Oh man.
Uh, le-
Okay, well, I mean, Spike is one all off the top. Spike Lee.
So it's a community-based movie right there, because Spike Lee all about the same thing you about.
Yeah,
Definitely,
yeah,
definitely educating and definitely telling the story.
okay.
So all right,
yeah.
we got that. What's the next one? Who we adding to it?
I would say Antoine Fuqua. I would have
Oh,
to
Oh,
go with just for like if I want to do a suspense thriller kind of thing. I think he would be great with that. And then, Ava. I mean, I'm a big
yeah.
fan because I mean, just her passion and her journey and just the independent walk all the way up to there. I've always been a fan.
well, I got to
Love
ask you
that.
this too as well, because I know you're OG. Listen, give me your top 3 MCs of all
Oh,
time. This is a hip hop show, so give me your top
oh,
MCs of all time. Your top 3.
oh,
Yeah, don't play either. Don't play.
Oh man, okay.
You gonna get Chaka in
Um,
trouble. He know it, like everybody knows
no,
him.
because see, like
Okay.
so my mom is from the Bronx, right? She's from East 220th Street, you know, and Bronxwood Avenue. So I'm like a big Rakim
Let's
fan,
go.
like huge
Yes,
Rakim.
sir.
You know, I do like Scarface. You know, I feel like he just speaks from the soul. But I mean, the greatest.
No, this your three. This your three.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
this your list. This your
I,
top three.
I would have to. I mean, to me, Tupac Shakur is still the greatest of all time.
Let's
So
go.
Pac, Rakim, and Scarface.
Let's
That's a
Yeah,
good list.
go.
yeah.
So I got to ask you, the top three gospel artists of all time. Who you got? Who you picking?
Whew, okay.
He's making this
That
complicated.
that's heavy for me right there. Okay. Um. Hmm.
And
Uh.
it could be a group too as well. I ain't gonna hold you back in case you want to
You
add
throw
one
the
of them
Mississippi
families. I
Mass
know it's a lot.
Choir in
I
there.
mean,
Mississippi
Yeah,
Mass
yeah.
Choir.
yeah. I mean, no. I'm definitely going Kirk Franklin in there. He's one of them. But I'm trying to see. Uh. Mm,
The Fixx is in.
oh man.
Ooh. Ooh.
Kirk Franklin. Who else we got?
I mean, Ty. I like Ty
Yeah.
too.
Todd
Tribbett.
Tribbett.
I
Okay.
mean, I'm trying to think somebody old school, like you know.
Grandmama and them that brought you up on. Come on now, don't act like grandma and them didn't bring you up right.
Oh man. Oh man. I don't know. I'm gonna just go Aretha Franklin because my grandmother played Aretha all the
There we
time,
go.
gospel. So we throw her.
Absolutely.
That's
That's what's up.
good. That was good.
Yeah. Shaka, we appreciate you
Let's get
coming
it
Yeah,
up.
through,
man.
man.
As soon as we get off, it's all gonna come pouring to me too.
No worries, man. Shaka, we appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for all you do,
Yes.
especially again,
For our
everything you
community.
do, community based, everything you're doing for the youth, empowering women and men. Like it's inspiring. We see what you're doing. We know you don't get all the acknowledgement and accolades like you
Yeah.
should, but just we want to let you know we see you. We have been supporting you for years, and we're gonna continue to support you. So keep doing what you're doing,
He
King.
said, yeah.